Hi there, I'm attorney Kelly Longtin from Kelly Longtin Law, and today I want to talk to all of you about decanting. So how do you fix a trust that isn't getting any better with age? So we'll talk about wine, as we're most familiar with decanting when it comes to wine. Now, while many wines get better with age, the same cannot always be said for some irrevocable trust. Maybe you're the beneficiary of a trust created by your great-grandfather over 70 years ago, and that trust just no longer makes sense. Or maybe you created an irrevocable trust over 20 years ago, and it no longer makes sense at all. Wine connoisseurs may ask, is there any way to fix an irrevocable trust that has turned from a fine wine into vinegar? Well, you may be surprised to learn that under certain circumstances, the answer is yes, by decanting the old broken trust into a brand new one. But what does it mean to decant a trust? Well, wine lovers know that the term decant means to pour wine from one container into another, to open up the aromas and the flavors of the wine. In the world of irrevocable trust, decant refers to the transfer of some or all of the property held in an existing trust into a brand new trust with different and more favorable terms. So let's talk about when it makes sense to decant a trust. Decanting a trust makes sense under a myriad of different circumstances, including when you'd like to tweak the trustee provisions to clarify who can or cannot serve as the trustee. Maybe you want to expand or limit the powers of the trustee. Maybe you want to convert a trust that terminates when a beneficiary reaches a certain age into a lifetime trust now because it makes more sense for that beneficiary. You can also use it when you need to change a support trust into like a discretionary trust to protect the assets from beneficiaries' creditors. You can decant to clarify some ambiguous provisions or drafting errors that were made into that old trust. Perhaps the governing law or the person has moved and it needs to change. Or if you need to add or modify certain powers. If you need to merge trusts into a single trust for the same beneficiary, you can also decant, and it makes sense to. One of the main reasons is to provide and protect for a special needs beneficiary, which may not have been properly provided for in the initial drafting of that trust. Let's talk about the process for decanting a trust and what that looks like. So decanting must be allowed under applicable state law or statutory law in the state where you reside. Aside from this, the trust agreement may contain specific instructions with regard to when or how a trust may be decanted. Now, once it's determined that the trust can and should be decanted, the next step is for the trustee to create the new trust agreement with those desired provisions. The trustee must then transfer some or all of the property from the existing trust into the new trust. Now, any assets remaining in the existing trust will continue to be administered under its terms, and an empty trust can then be terminated. Now, decanting is not the only solution to fix a broken trust, and decanting may work under certain circumstances. Fortunately, it is not the only way to fix a broken or that broken irrevocable trust. Now, our firm helps people evaluate their options in order to fix a problem with an irrevocable trust, and I'm sure any qualified estate planning attorney can also help you address that issue as well. So if you have a trust that has essentially turned to vinegar, not wine anymore, and it isn't what you want it to be, just contact your estate planning attorney to discuss your options with them. So I want to thank you for watching. I hope you found this beneficial on decanting and how it works when it comes to irrevocable trusts. If you want to learn more about estate planning, please like and subscribe to our YouTube page and send us a message if there's something you would like for us to produce a video on that you haven't seen yet. So thank you for watching. I'm attorney Kelly Longtin from Kelly Longtin Law.